Hey, what's up cuzzies, it's Kiwi here, and today I'm going to be doing my first video in a series of beginner's guides for every mission in this game, and we're going to be starting with hanging by a thread, where I'll be giving brief explanations of the mechanics of each phase of the stage. So turn on your ear holes, because here's number 1, spawn points, which we have 4 of, and they're located to the left behind that pillar, to the right behind those boxes, in the back behind those boxes, and up to the left in the corner at the back. And these lovely doors will make this noise when enemies are about to spawn. Also keep an eye out because you can see the enemies before they exit, but don't be hasty with the CQC since they are immune to CQC but not gunfire for a short while after exiting the spawn point. And from thou heavenly gates 2 types of enemies shall spawn. The first being Hades grunts, which have high health and a nasty disposition towards you and your cuddle buddies. And their purpose is not only to break up your cuddle party, but also to kill our buddy Lycus over here with their mounted machine guns located around the map. Now I could show you the spawn locations, but when they mount them, it'll give you this icon anyway, showing you their exact location. And now for thou second enemy, who doth enter from beyond thine heavenly gates of spawnage. Dun 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 dun. These guys, the engineers who are just like doing their job and get killed because they keep trying to fiddle with the controls located around these areas, which make Lycus stop moving, and maybe they would have survived if they didn't get this big red icon over their heads that is also accompanied with this noise once they start fiddling. Alright, well that's enough about how he fiddles his whittle. Let's talk about the 4 things you need to do in this phase to pass this phase now. Alrighty, here I go. So, number 1, survive the wave of Hades grunts. Number 2, stop the Hades grunts from shooting Lycus. Number 3, stop the Hades engineers from stopping Lycus. And number 4, getting Lycus to the platform and then jumping on the platform with him, hitting the switch, and then leaving to the next area. Now, before you hit that switch, make sure everybody's either on their way or they're on the platform. Because for every person left behind on a phase is a lost life. And it's 1 life per person. If there's 1 person left behind, that's 1 life. If it's 2, that's 2 lives, and so on. So yeah, try your best not to leave people behind, but if you have to, you have to. I'm sorry about it, but if you're going to lose more lives or waiting for someone, just hit that bloody button. And yeah, that's about it. We'll move on to the next phase now. Alright, second phase of the match, of the mission. Here we go. Alright, before we want to get into like the mechanics of spawning and stuff like that, let's get you past this first bit. So when you spawn in, there's going to be a skirmish happening, right? It's going to be happening right off the bat. It's going to be 2 factions fighting each other. Left hand side you can have the Hades division who have high health, and on the right hand side you're going to have the War Dogs division who have medium health or normal health and health regeneration. And what you want to do here is either push left or right. You don't want to push center, just pick a side, wipe that side out, and then make your way to the other side, or you can split up and you can take a side each. But the reason I say go on the side is because if you go in the center, not only are you in the middle of everyone's fire, there's no cover there. Whereas if you push it on the sides, you can use the boxes as cover so that you're not getting shot by the other faction while you're trying to take out the faction that's in front of you. Alright, now that we've done that, let's move over to the mechanics, which there are only 3 of that you need to worry about. Spawns, guns that damage ships, and the actual ships. Oh wait, there's an extra one. The missile. I've seen a lot of people die from this missile. Anyway, let's get into the explanation. So, you're going to have 2 mounted machine guns, 2 guns of awesome, which are located at the side of the ship, and you'll see the first one as you come down the ramps after finishing the skirmish. The next one is down to the far left, and these 2 guns will have enemy spawns pretty much right next to them. The gun on the right has the spawns on the right, the one on the left has the spawns just to the left. And the spawns are pretty much right at the edge of the map, you know, as far as you can go, at that barrier. They'll drop them in right there. And when they drop in, they will make this noise. So try your best to pay attention to that audio cue, especially those of you who are on the gun turrets attacking the mini bosses, you know, the gunships, because you're very vulnerable while you're on that. You can't see the enemies spawning in. The only way you can tell if there are enemies coming is if you listen to that noise. So if you hear it, get off that gun as fast as you can and help your teammates deal with the ads that come in. And you'll just rinse and repeat. You will damage the ship with the guns. You will hop off the guns when you need to help your friends kill the ads. And you will do this over and over until you kill 4 ships. Now I know what you're thinking. Hang on. I can only see 2, mate. You're lying to me. You're a dirty little fibber, you are. And that's because only 2 ships come at a time. You'll destroy the first 2 ships. Cortez will send a missile into the air. He will damage the wall. He will tell you he damaged the wall, and then 2 more ships will come. You will do the same thing again, and Cortez will send another missile into the air, and then he will destroy the wall, allowing you to move to the next area very quickly, because your ass got a timer. Not even lying, man. When that second missile goes up, you better move your ass down to the far left-hand side, because if you slow and you're a council member, you're probably not going to make it if you're down the far end. So, tip is, I guess, if you're a council member, take the left-hand side, because at least then you're close to the exit. Also, don't stand near the wall when the missile hits, because that shit is lethal, not even lying. It will kill you. So, till you have it. That's the second phase, only 2 more to go, so let's get cracking on the third. Which is pretty easy to explain, to be honest. There isn't much to it, except survive the timer. And how you want to start this timer is, when you go down the ramp and you enter this new area, you want to keep going until you hit the opposite side. Once you get down there, you're going to find a switch. You hit that switch and it'll start a timer. And you're going to survive until that timer goes down. Now, there are 2 things they're going to make this difficult. And the first one is an invincible gunship, which you can't damage. So don't even worry about shooting it, wasting your ammo, anything like that. All you really want to do is avoid its fire. Don't jump around the place trying to avoid it, like it's the plague or something. Just chill, man. Just chill. Let it unload a few rockets in your general direction and then move. Like, I've noticed you can actually wait quite a while before you need to move, because the timer on the missiles is quite long. You can even wait until he's completely fired all his rockets and then move. Then you don't have to worry about him tracking you or anything like that, because he's already used up his bullets. And then just rinse and repeat until it gets bored and pick someone else. Second thing is war dog grunts that will spawn near where you entered the area. That's a little ramp. And just down from that ramp is a rectangular box, which is quite short. And to the left of that box is another series of boxes that sort of looks like an L shape near the edge of the ship. Now, between the L-shaped boxes and the little rectangular box, that's where the enemies will drop in. So, there's also a mounted machine gun in this part of the map. You just can't miss it. There's 2 ramps leading up to it. It's pretty hard not to see. Once you find that, use that to attack the ads. Don't shoot the gunship, because like I said, the gunship's invincible. And just survive for the rest of the time. Once you've survived that, make your way into the elevator, hit the switch in the elevator, and another counter will start. Once that starts and goes down, you've ended that phase. And also remember, don't leave teammates behind, otherwise you lose a life. Unless, of course, you have to. Da 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 da. Final phase, which will consist of the Hades division trying to break up your cattle party. Remember, these are the guys that have high health, and they will spawn in these 4 locations. 1 at the end of the hallway on the right if you're just exiting the hallway. 2 next to the generator on either side of it, you'll have a spawn on the middle floor next to another generator, but only on the left, and on the top floor on its own out in the middle of nowhere. And from the spawny places of spawnness, 3 enemies will spawn. Not like the free-range chickens, but like the number 3. And these 3 enemies will be the Hades Grunt, the Hades Engineer, and the Hades Brute. Now the Hades Brute is an elite soldier that can become immune to CQC when they use their special, which can only be activated if they have Aleph. And if you're wondering how they get it, in this phase/mission, they need to kill you with CQC, so watch that left hook and hit him with the right jab. Because you need to CQC these guys to gain Aleph, which will show up in the left hand corner next to your name, and once you get at least one, you can put it into the generator, which will have this icon when you have Aleph. And once you've put Aleph in all 3 of the generators and they have been Alephified, you can make that bar in the top part of your screen go to the right and fill up. You can also turn your TV sideways to allow the gravity to pull that bar even faster. I'm joking, don't do that, your TV will probably die. So yeah, don't let the engineers touch the consoles either, because if they fiddle that whittle, it'll stop the bar from going up. And if that bar stops going up, then sad face, the stage is going to take slightly longer. So protect the consoles, well, basically protect the generators, because the consoles are next to the generators. You'll get a noise, the same noise you got in the first phase when enemies are spawning in. And Cortez will actually tell you when there's engineers coming. Survive, whoop the ass of them elites, them brutes. Try not to die. Once that bar fills all the way up, you'll get into, I guess, the very last phase, where you just got to run from the bottom to the top to the extraction, and then you extract. Now, you only need 1 person to extract to pass the stage, but don't be that guy that just runs to the top and leaves his friends to die. I mean, you're cuddle buddies. You should be up there cuddling together on the extract thing. So yeah, if you can, take out a few enemies to help the squishier players, because sometimes the squishier players don't quite make it because they're squish. And yeah, that's it. You've now passed the stage. You've hit the end. Well done to you, my raider. And yeah, enjoy the cutscene. Enjoy the game. I'll be back with more at some point. Now that I've finished this one, I'm most likely working on another one. Oh right, no, I'm not, because I need to do a general beginner's guide, which I'll be putting up after this video. Also, man, if you want to get in on that, put in the comments below what you wish you had known at the beginning of the game, and I'll see if I can slide it into the video if I'm still editing and scripting and all that kind of jazz. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever time it is where you cuzzies are, and I'll catch you in the next one, man. See you.